Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Jussie Smollett, right? You are free at last, free at last. And guess what? The streets are saying, Diddy is saying, thank God you free at last. Y'all, they said Diddy's day just got a little brighter because Jussie Smollett's case was overturned for the hate crime hoax case. Now, if you guys don't know, his case, if you guys are foreign, it literally had us all in a chokehold. Some people thought he was lying. Some people thought he was telling the truth. I gotta be honest with y'all. I actually thought he was telling the truth, and I thought the Chicago PD was being vindictive. And it looks like the judge actually agrees with that. But listen, it doesn't matter whether you thought he was innocent or not. Here's what happened, right? He said that he was robbed and there was these two Nigerian brothers. He got up in the middle of the night, like he landed in Chicago for filming. He got up around 2 in the morning and he went to go get a Subway sandwich. While he was in Subway sandwich, he said that there was like a hate crime that was done against them. They wrote slurs in crayon. It was all this stuff, right? The police got two Nigerian brothers. They said that he was the attacker. Now, get the thing, there's these two Nigerian brothers who happen to be Jussie's trainer. Okay, so there is a connection. They know each other. However, the police put the screws in the two Nigerian brothers that were Jussie's fitness trainers, and they caught him for the hate crime hoax, right? And they turned on Jussie and said, no, 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 no. It was him. He was the mastermind. Now, Jussie was like, I'm not the mastermind. Y'all did it to me. How are you blaming it? But it was 2 against 1. And the police gave them complete immunity to turn on Jussie. Jussie was like, are you kidding me? Now, some people say, yeah, we're not kidding you because Jussie, you actually did it. Okay. So anyway, and there were some things where people were like, yeah, right. Like you'd be walking to Subway at 2 in the morning in Chicago's, the Chicago winter, which are brutal. Now, let me just say this side note. I have been there, not in Chicago, but I've been there when you just landed or you just finished doing whatever, right? And it's like 2, 3 in the morning. You're in a nice part of town. The neighborhood's pretty safe. You know you're okay. You're looking on DoorDash, ain't ish popping off. Even the pictures from the neighborhood pizza shop look nasty and dull. You're like, ugh, I don't want to do this stuff again. He also traveled to Chicago frequently. Okay. So he already knew that the whoever was open at 2, 3 in the morning for delivery was he was hungry. Subway is nasty, but it's a guaranteed kind of nasty. Almost like McDonald's, but you kind of feel like you eating a little bit healthier if you overlook the fact that Jared from Subway was the one that got Subway popped off. I wonder if Jared and Diddy got a lot in common, right? Anyway, so he put on his clothes. The Subway was literally like an 8 minute or 5 or 6 minute walk from his hotel. He threw his clothes on and he went to go get him a foot long and maybe a foot long pretzel and a foot long cookie. I've been there. I actually found that really believable. And I'm a woman in the middle of the night running over there. So I would imagine that Jussie would run there for. Listen, the cops didn't buy it. A lot of people couldn't buy it. He got convicted. And then they gave him, right? He had a conviction for orchestrating a hate crime hoax, okay? The Illinois Supreme Court has reversed the decision on Thursday due to Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx initially dropping all charges against him before the special prosecutor decided to retry him. They said that violated his rights. The high court ruled. Now, a lot of people said that that there was a lot of people split on this because here's what happened. He was given like some type of plea agreement, do 16 hours community service and do something else, and then we won't charge you. And he said, bet. He actually completed the terms of that agreement with the Cooks County prosecutor. But then the special prosecutor, which has more authority, stepped in and said, no, it's null and void, and we're bringing up charges. Well, listen, Chicago State's Attorney Kim Foxx and her office they said that they completely botched Jussie Smollett's case, so they wanted blood. Now, I'm not going to say too much about the Chicago PD, but they need to worry about what's going on in O Block and not Jussie Smollett. That's just my opinion. A judge ruled Friday as he appointed a special prosecutor who could bring new criminal charges against the actor. In a scathing ruling, Judge Michael Truman wrote that Smollett's case was ripe with unprecedented irregularities that warrant the appointment of independent counsel to restore the public's confidence in the integrity of our criminal justice system after a series of questionable moves from Fox office. Again, I know, but first of all, I don't even know if he was guilty, because if you actually read, there's a lot of evidence with the two brothers and the way they are the ones that look guilty. And it looks like they got caught, and the police said, well, if you say it's Jussie, then you can go. Because at the end of the day, nothing they did really made sense. Anyway, they said that the independent counsel was going to bring new criminal charges. They said because reasonable grounds exist to further prosecute him in the interest of justice, the special prosecutor may take such action as may be appropriate to effectuate the result. Now get this. Jussie was never acquitted or found guilty of the crime. He was put in kind of like a program where if you do the community service that you agreed to, you're fine. Here's where Jussie got, it was literally by the grace of God. As soon as he got that sentence, he completed, I think it was for 15 hours of community service. He completed 18. And the federal prosecutor still went in. They basically tried him twice when he had already fulfilled the terms of his condition. Now, the judge scolded the office handling the case at how far it deviated from standard practice. It did not deviate that far. They said Jussie Smollett's case is truly unique among the countless prosecutions heard in this building, a case that purported to have been bought and supervised by prosecutors serving in the steady of our duly elected, anyway, whatever. The prosecutor decided to colloquially recuse herself from Smollett's case and appoint her top deputy, Joseph Maggots, in her stead after it was revealed she had texted the, okay, so this was a lot. She had texted the members of Smollett's family about the investigation and promised to help them. It's also a case that deviated from the statutory mandate requiring the appointment of a special prosecutor in cases where the state attorney is recused. Here, the ship of the state ventured from its protected harbor without a guiding hand of its captain. There's no master on the bridge to guide the ship as it floundered through the uncharted waters and ultimately lost its bearing. That judge really thought he was in his bag writing this, but whatever. Listen, at the end of the day, why is this also amusing? Whether you believe Jussie is guilty or not, it doesn't matter because the prosecutor overstepped. They can't try you 2 times double jeopardy. However, they are saying that Diddy's team is very, very happy about this happening, because this has reinvigorated them into trying to find a loophole that could possibly get Diddy off. And let's not admit that I believe one of the loopholes that they want to do is probably by sending some of the lawyers or even some of the bloggers, some or whatever, some red herrings, so everybody can kind of like look the other way. You guys, listen, what do you guys think? Are you happy that Jussie is home? I remember when it happened, I did think the special prosecutor overstepped. At the end of the day, no matter how much you think somebody is guilty, you cannot have double jeopardy in the United States, especially, and I know it's not double jeopardy, but you cannot try somebody for the same crime and go back for double dipping. We're just not built that way. Even if Diddy got a true not guilty, it wouldn't work that way. Although I will say, Diddy's legal team, even though they thought they got one over on that judge, go watch my live about that. I'm going to do a video about that because they really messed up things on their end. But I'll do a live about that, because when I say they mess things up, they mess things up. But I think Diddy's so desperate to get out that, yeah, it doesn't even really matter. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.